Good morning. How y'all doing? Give me a second to put this mic on. You guys let me know if you can hear me. Whatnot, Facebook. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know. I didn't want to start off smiling, okay? But I'm really hyped up. I just got completed the video that we're gonna go through today. So, it's about the innumerable. But yeah, I'm a little excited because we're getting down to the action and stuff. Okay, I'm gonna give the people a few more seconds to come in, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, we got something in my throat. Okay, yeah. So look, let me just put the intro on. Yeah, nothing I can do about it right now. I'll put it out there later. I'll put it out there later. There we go. You guys can see me. Okay. All right, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, so let me know if you can hear me. Okay. All right. There we go. So like I said, we're gonna go ahead and show a quick video. That's why I turned the camera around, because I want you guys to be able to hear what's going on and what the other sites can see too. So whatnot, hey, welcome to the fold. You know what this is about. It's about a story, FLUX, first line of defense for unprecedented extremes. Yeah, I think I should do that, right? I should probably put up a picture of the books. I think I'm gonna have to make one of those. My wife always tells me I'm the smartest dumb guy she knows. Like you got all this sense to make all these things happen, but the simple things like a picture of the 3 books that I'm selling, for some reason I didn't put that on, right? That's what I mean with the smartest dumb guy. Anyway, y'all, look, I'm really excited about the innumerable because it starts giving you more of a idea of what FLUX is going. And sometimes it's hard to commit to something new, but I can guarantee you guys that this story is epic. All right, like I said, I put a lot of work into it, a lot of research, and all right, look, let's go ahead and put the video on, the opening intro, just to give you guys, anybody that's new that's coming in, so you can see the concept that I've been working on. And hopefully you guys pass this on to people that do comic books, science fiction, Trekkies, Star Wars people. It's still epic, and we got a lot going on in space, but we also have a lot going on Earth and Earth-like planets. Let me just put you in on this intro real quick. Okay, intro. I think that's so dope. Okay, I think that's so dope. Anyway, I've been watching it for years now, but I still think it's dope. Okay, so what you just saw is an introduction to the Zodiac Guardians. Okay, again, I'm on episode 16. Welcome to FLUX Vision. I'm W.O. White III, the creator, the author, the guy that gets really jazzed up about the whole Flux thing. So I love this. Don't get it wrong. But I also made it inclusive, not just for one character, but for everybody, okay? So everybody has a dimensional guardian, and those dimensional guardians I have labeled the Zodiac Guardians because most people can relate with the Zodiac. It's so close to reality, right? These Zodiac, though, they're the American Zodiacs. Um, yeah, so let me just show you these guys real quick because again, we've done recaps a couple of times, so I don't necessarily need to go back through, what each character can do, but I will let you know what their title is. So first we have Stratus, the hero of Aquarius. So for all you Aquarians out there, I think your time just lapsed anyway because my birthday came up. And hey, this is your dimensional guardian. This is what he looks like. And it's a whole bunch of things. Hey, you guys got to go back through the clips or, chime in on my social medias. They say subscribe, like, and all of that. And when you do, you'll be able to see these guys, right? They have them broken down, some of the story. You can also find clips or you can go out and read, like on the website, the actual character bios and whatnot. Or, believe it or not, you can get an autographed copy of all 3 books for $55. And you will get each one of the Zodiac Guardians character bios in the back because the books, they come complete with a glossary and character bios to give you that punch that you need. All right. So for all of us Pisces, this is our character. She's the queen of Pisces, and she's our dimensional guardian, right? She's our constellation guardian. For Aries, we have Ember. She's the guardian of Aries, the protector. Again, I know you guys don't know some of what's going to happen in the story, but she's one of the people or one of the harbinger that's already gone to her constellation and come back. I think maybe that's in book 4. Anyway, possibly book 5 because that's what I'm working on. All right. So Karma is an alpha guardian. There are only 3. That means that alpha guardians are guardians that have been around for 1,000+ years, and they have backstories. Everybody else, starting with Stratus, Ember, and everybody else, most of the ones we talk about, these guys in the 3 books, this is their origin story. So you guys get to see the earthbound characters, the ones from Earth. This is their origin story, these 3 books, okay? This is how they get into the fold and to start protect the universe, and all of the guardians come together, yada, 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 right? This is the story. But this is the guardian of Aries. Pulse is the paladin of Taurus. And a Taurus, this guy's like, he does electromagnetic stuff. This is your guy. Gemini, we have 2. We have Asita and we have Adam. Okay, Asita is the artificial intelligence. She represents the angel of Gemini, the essence, the spirit, the essence of Gemini. And then we have Adam, who's the shield of Gemini. So, you know how they say it's 2 sides of the same coin because of the way Geminis are. Gravite is the lord of Cancer. So, the Cancer guys with the crab and all of that. Notice he has 6 different limbs, insect-like, okay, arachnid, all of that. This is Shift. She is the shepherd of Leo, okay? She's a changeling, essence changer. She's down to the DNA strand. She's your shepherd. She's the one that protects you Leo guys. Can she become a man? Yes, she can become a man, but generally she chooses to be a female type if there's a female type of a life form. This is Nexa. Nexa is your, how would you say, your defender of Virgo. Nexa is an alpha guardian. So Karma and Nexa are alpha guardians. And Nexa has been dislodged from time, but she's like 1,400 years old or something to that effect. You have to read the book, right? But I mean, she's about 1,400, a little bit over, maybe 1,430. I can't exactly remember, but she's about 1,400, and she's dislodged from time, and her title is Guardian of the Multiverse, and she saved the multiverse more times than any other in existence. That's her like full tagline. This is Intake for the Libra guys. This is the guy that He's also the leader of all of the harbingers. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you're Alpha Guardian or not. He is the leader of everybody. Okay, so in the physical realm of existence, he is considered the senior order, and most life forms know about him. Earth-based people, we're getting to learn about him, but we don't know about him and what a senior order does. But he is the manifestation of order, and he is the senior order within our universe, if you will. Okay, so this is Friction, and she is the savior of Scorpio. She's from El Paso, Texas, because I retired here. I always say that. And she goes to America's High School. I think that's so dope. But anyway, it's just me. But this is the savior of Scorpio. So for all you Scorpios and Scorpions out there, hey, this is your protector. Sagittarius, Fang. Fang is half dragon, half elemental, extremely powerful, and he is your third alpha guardian. He's like 1,007 years old, something to that effect. And he's half dragon. This is the heir to Sagittarius. He hasn't quite become the ruler or savior of Sagittarius, so that's like his backstory. So all the alpha guardians have backstories that we can all talk about, because I mentioned them. They have reflections. But every other guardian, the ones that are from the planet Earth, these guardians, this is their origin story. This series that I'm writing. Okay, so the last zodiac guardian we have is Phase, and Phase is the aegis of Capricorn. He's a Russian. He believes that everything that's transpiring that includes Earth is his fault. Okay, well, what's wrong with my throat? So, okay, now that you guys have got another quick recap, we have to do episode or clip 1. So, clip 1 in book 1 was about this guy right here, Dr. Afanasy Sidorov. And of course, we went through the whole 9, how I found the name, how I came up with it. I was in NATO and I got to go to this Russian sub. So, this was way back, y'all, when I was in the military. So anyway, I came up with Dr. Sidorov, and he was doing these spatial rift testings up in space, right? And I started with humans so that, the reader could, I guess, maybe visualize what I was saying, or to at least see the inclusion. Because when I talk about other life forms and stuff, it gets crazy. So anyway, Dr. Sidorov believed, he and his he's up in space and he's at a facility, a Thermodyne facility. Thermodyne is the major corporation within the Flux Continuum. So Dr. Afanasy Sidorov did a spatial rift testing, and he sent a probe to what he believed was the other side of the universe. And then the test was to send out all mathematical type formulas, sounds, languages, yada, 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 everything that a scientist would probably put on a probe. And then to wait for a response on that end. And it stayed for so long, and then it came back. The reason I'm talking so fast because we're doing a recap, y'all. We did this one Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We did this episode Thursday, clip 1. So anyway, long story short, when Dr. Afanasy Sidorov and his team, they brought the probe back to Earth space, there was an accident. Something crashed into the back of the probe, splintered off, pretty much sprayed the Earth with all type of debris. And then gravity did what it did. And then something passed through the hull of the space station and struck Dr. Afanasy Sidorov. And his body began to glow. Light overtook his body, and to everybody else, it looked like he burned alive, pretty much. No, not with fire, but it's like his body just was overtaken by light, and then he vanished. So to them, he was incinerated or something, right? That was pretty much what happened, okay, with clip 1. So that was so that I can give you guys the Earth-based ideology, if you will, the thought process. Now, clip 2. In clip 2, I pretty much introduced the Reaper. And then I explained to the audience about how the Reaper is, get off of that. How the Reaper is part of the Horsemen of Apocalypse. Okay, so not only are they the Reaper, which is death, right? He lives in like limbo. That's his domain, and in the flux continuum, death watches the universe, and we utilize this mic right here because it's round, right? And the universe is ever expanding. But once you get outside of time, and time surrounds the universe and everything within the universe, that's why it's bound by time. So, and gravity is the effect of how much time you're receiving. That's kind of how it is in the flux continuum. So the Reaper is out here in the ethereal realm. These are realms like ascended realms, if you will, right? Above human processing ability. So the Reaper is one of the horsemen of apocalypse. And then I introduced the other horsemen of apocalypse too. But this was basically about the Reaper watching what was transpiring within the universe. So while the Reaper was watching what was happening inside the universe, he didn't do anything, even though he could have, to stop what was happening. And the way I mysteriously put it out was, there are these entities, I call them immortals, and they pretty much have learned how to subject their will on the physical realm of reality. So basically what they do is they crack the quantum quartz boundary. So if every dimension is encased or surrounded by quantum quartz, which is a quantum material, all that stuff I can't even explain. I have to go into the back of the, let's see, did I put that in my glossary? Wow, I did. Q quartz. Quantum quartz is a singularity that defies the laws of universal physics. It is imbued with chronotemporal properties. It is a substance that was specifically designed to contain free will. And if you would know about that, how man is, and that's why the Reaper is watching us, because he's fascinated with this biological life form that's been contaminated with the source of sin. Okay, it is further believed that Q quartz is a universal substance that contains the dimensional barriers of the omniverse. So yeah, that's pretty much what, yeah, y'all. Look, like I said, it's deep. Like I said, I'm already on book 5. I wrote this stuff a couple of years ago, and now I'm doing the big push so people can start, getting into what it is that we're doing over here at the Flux Continuum. So anyway, the Reaper was watching what was happening on Earth and everything, and it was like, well, not just Earth, okay? He was watching the entities that were in their realm, but they're within the universe, which is a containment facility. I kind of explained that too yesterday, that there are all these different type of barriers, but Q quartz barriers, right? And they contain certain things, but all of that's within the universe. And the Reaper's watching. He watched what they do. He watched them crack one of the barriers and basically awaken something. We're going to go through that today. That's what the innumerable, we're going to go through them. Basically, the innumerable are the citizen or the society that's on Cancer. And Cancer being the planet that orbits the omniversal star Alpha Cancri. And that omniversal star shines across every dimension simultaneously in the flux continuum. And remember, I want you guys to remember, book 1, book 1, book 2, book 3, $55, all of them autographed. It's always something, man. It's always something. One moment, y'all. If I lost you, I don't know what happened. But again, maybe I have to start tiring these cables down and everything. I mean, I think it looks pretty good, though. I used to be an IT guy, so I didn't make it look too bad. But I do have a few cables that I could tidy up. Anyway, y'all, so this is $55 for all 3 books. All 3 books are autographed. If you want to show support another way, hey, I got stickers out there for $5. You can show your support in that way. That's about it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the video on. So you guys get to hear it from the narrator's perspective, the guy that read the book, Andrew Burgos. I've already given them guys a big shout out. Him, Andrew Burgos, who was the narrator for the books 1 and 2, and Nilanjan Malakar, and he was my illustrator. He drew all of the pictures that you guys got to see. So those pictures you saw of each character, Nilanjan Malakar is the guy that drew all of these characters. And, I did the arrangements and everything, but he brought the Zodiac Guardians to life. And he brought the anti-gods and deadly sins. He brought them to life too, because we have pictures of them, but we're going to save that stuff to book 3. Believe it or not, y'all. We're going to save that stuff to book 3. So anyway, let me put this video on for you guys so you can watch it and maybe get an idea of where we're going, and I'll explain about the innumerable and some of the little ins and outs about them, okay? Thank y'all for joining us, everybody from across the 7 platforms, whatnot, Facebook, YouTube, yeah, because all of this is on every platform, and it's so that, I'm going to make it as friendly as possible for you, whatever you look at in the morning on your way to work, or, what you get up in the morning. Whenever you get to it, you'll be able to see this. So that's what we're doing here. And I've also figured that maybe, and I'm not on April Fools, y'all, but maybe in April, we're going to start implementing the auctions or the books. Possibly, I have a few sales by then, because everybody who purchases, you get a raffle ticket. So we're going to write your name down. I got your information because I'm the one that has to ship stuff to you. So, and then we're going to do all this online one day, and possibly maybe a month or 2 later, we'll do the raffle, and whoever wins, that's a big thank you to everybody who does come. Now, the only thing is, if you are watching this outside of whatnot, and you're on one of the other platforms, you would have to do comments. So that's what we'll see later. And then I'll see your purchase. So I'll be able to address you directly depending on what platform you're on. Okay. Let me go ahead. Like I said, I want to put this clip on for you guys and let you watch it. Turn this around so you guys can see it too. Come on. There we go. Video file. I think that's number 3 today. Number 3. Let's do it.
The innumerable, the chaos oversight, Cancer, Accubans, Alpha Cancri, NU9K-AC. 2 weeks ago, in a place that defies the natural balance of all known realities, a dimension of chaotic anomalies exists. These cosmic irregularities could ravage time and space if the dimensional barriers were not in place. This space of anomalies has been designated as dimension NU9K-AC, a diseased and vile place within the universe. A place containing nightmarish creatures and inconceivable life forms, always dwelling in the dimly lit realm. Still, one civilization has lived and thrived for hundreds of millennia, learning to endure and develop as a society, ever vigilant in the pursuit of knowledge. They are known in dimension NU9K-AC as the Bakrata, an extremely adaptable and persistent race. After hundreds of millennia, the Bakrata were led to Cancer, an extremely large planet. Their search to find a sustainable planet was over. It's taken the Bakrata hundreds of years to navigate and learn the planet's secrets. With their advanced technology, the Bakrata have learned to mine a rare cosmic treasure. An ore containing a metallic alloy has been designated trilithium. It can only be found on the charred and lifeless moon Tri-Q3. Trilithium is one of the most durable substances ever discovered. It is second only to quantum quartz. The metal has negating properties that diminish and dissipate kinetic energy. Once the metal conducts a -0 NZ charge, it is nearly indestructible. Even the most extreme forms of energy can barely penetrate or break down trilithium Z's NZ composition. Only the most disciplined of the Bacrata species is allowed to participate in the trials of ascension. These very few are allowed the privilege of what has been termed the death crawl. All Bacrata desire the trilithium metal. It makes them nigh invulnerable, predators of the highest order. Trilithium encases the wearer in a field of NZ energy. It disrupts and absorbs all known forms of energy, including bioenergy. The process is painfully excruciating and often ends in physical disfigurement and even death. For those capable of surviving this grueling event, it is considered an ascension. It is the highest honor of the Bacrata nation. Participants undergo mental and physical training that prepares their bodies for the bonding process. They are allowed to begin with a weapon of their choosing. The survival rate has never exceeded 5% of volunteers who complete the ceremony. As participants complete the trials of ascension, they are from that day forth known as Galaxians. Galaxians are considered power personified. They are not to be trifled with. They survive anything that is thrown their way. For combatants that would attack them, they are considered destruction personified. A single Galaxian can destroy the core of a planet if given ample time. They are each an annihilation force unto themselves. No species encountered has been able to best the Bacrata at war. They are the innumerable. A council is established to oversee the planet's population, the Chaos Oversight. These individuals have been specifically trained to command large populations of citizens. Only the most dominant of wills can command masses through antenna stimulation. Each council member regulates their individual sectors of the planet. They are the keepers of secrets and treasures of Cancer. Amongst the treasures are celestial antiquities known as the celestial orbs. These orbs are ancient artifacts that nourish Cancer and provide for all inhabitants. A citizen of the planet is chosen by the celestial relics through antenna stimulation, a sensation which is recognized by man as a dream. The chosen is known to all as the senior order, the anchor key for the ceremonial orbs. All is well for the citizens of Cancer for several millennia. On a day the citizens of Cancer will never forget, a day that was not destined to occur, the star that Cancer orbits vanished from the heavens without warning. The displaced planet of Cancer is brutally snatched from its orbit, causing planet-wide destruction across its surface. The star's disappearance causes cosmic stress so intense, it temporarily disrupts NU9KAC's dimensional resonance. The disrupting fluctuations send unstable anomalies throughout the cosmic barrier, which manifest as dimensional breaches across the universe. For those capable of viewing the dimensional catastrophe, it appears as a shattering crack across the heavens. Without the star's gravity, the solar system immediately experiences chaos. Shockwaves devastate the surface of Cancer as it falls into the radioactive void that was once Acubens. The planet Cancer is swallowed as space rushes to fill the void. A new cosmic balance is restored to dimension NU9KAC. While crossing through the radioactive void, Cancer's magnetosphere is ripped away as planet-wide disasters ensue. The atmosphere is severely damaged, and it can barely sustain any life. Those lives on the surface perish immediately, as waves of radiation saturate trillions. The planet is spit out into a neighboring dimension, where the laws of reality are different. In the aftermath of the Great Migration, the Senior Order declares Cancer's remaining population to be put into stasis. It will take the ceremonial orbs too long to correct such a planet-wide disaster. Cancer's population could starve before the planet completes the healing process. A ruling is declared by the Chaos Oversight and a contingency team established to terraform an optimal atmosphere for this new dimension. This contingency team will guard Cancer's population until the planet heals. There's one member of the Chaos Oversight that does not agree with being put into stasis. He desires to take a more aggressive role in the fate of Cancer. His name is Glurt, and his essence is dipped in conquest. Though he is young compared to the remaining members of the Council, his race is older and wiser than most species in the Alpha Cancri star system. He believes in survival of the fittest, and through conquest he can return the Bacrata to their former glory. It does not matter his world was removed from its dimensional home. Cancer has survived its relocation into this new universe. Terraforming will come second to conquest if Glurt has his way. His people are superior to all forms of life encountered to this day. The Bokrata will continue to evolve as is intended. It will take minimal efforts to invade and set up new worlds. Watching from an ascended plane of existence, 6 true immortals gaze into the universal realms. These true immortals have accomplished destabilizing the first of 12 barriers that protect Paradise, planet Earth. When planet Cancer is violently ripped from dimension NU9KAC, it exits from the void into dimension PU43200, Prime Universe. This cosmic event causes the omnidimensional barriers to splinter multiple fractures throughout the universe, a phenomenon that resonates at every frequency throughout the physical realm. In dimension SUQ300, a being of incalculable power has awakened and hungers. It has not moved for billions of years, and now it stirs. It has survived in total darkness for eons. It has become aware of the damage sustained to the dimensional barriers. The creature instinctively senses life-giving nutrients emanating through the barrier. It begins a celestial process to sate its hunger. A hunger that will ultimately lead to the destruction of all that dwells within the veil. Taste steel.
Okay, y'all, welcome back. There we go. There we go. Okay, so you guys just heard that. All right, that's me attempting to explain. Remember, clip two was about the Reaper watching from his external view into the universe of what the 6 true immortals had done. He was watching what they were doing. They were subjecting their will on the physical realm, and they did it at a point between dimensions. Okay, remember we talk about Q quartz and whatnot, quantum quartz. So the innumerable, it starts off giving you the what transpired by what the true immortals did. So when they subjected their will, when they cracked the dimensional barrier, it caused a chain reaction. That chain reaction affected the star accubants. So in the flux continuum, in the season of Cancer, if you go out into the night sky, hey y'all, this is all made up, okay? But within the storyline, if you went outside, the omniversal star accubants wouldn't be there no more. It's gone now. And I understand how the laws of physics explains how light travels from one point, and just like from the sun, it takes approximately 8 minutes for light from the star soul to get here to Earth. So just like that, when we look into the night sky though, but because we're doing science fiction, okay, we don't have to wait hundreds of thousands of years for the light to get here. No, we can just look into the night sky and it's gone. That's only because it's the flux continuum. In real life, that would never happen. But anyway, that's what the 6 true immortals, that's what they did. They caused stress along the dimensional barriers, which caused a crack. That crack disrupted the star, the omniversal star, in the Cancer constellation, Alpha. I think it's the Alpha. What is it? Alpha Cancri. I don't speak that language, but basically that's what transpired. Okay, so that star is missing now. When we from Earth, within the storyline, if you looked up out into the sky, that star is gone now. So this is me attempting to give the reader an understanding of how vast this story is already. And you only get to see it. So anyway, First, we go through the Bakata to give you an idea of the society that lives on Cancer. Now, what happened to them is when the star vanished, it left a gaping hole. That was a radioactive void. Acubens fell through Cancer, the planet Cancer fell through it. It was immediately bombarded with all type of radiation and stuff, which in the physical realm, it was stripping the atmosphere. That's why I say along the surface, so many died. So after these dogs, after the planet went through the void, basically remember in the flux continuum, I use portals a lot, and portals stabilize you after you exit the portal. It basically, other than that, then you couldn't come out of the portal. If you couldn't hit the frequency that you need to hit, you wouldn't see the place on the other end, right? So basically, Cancer fell through Acubens, correct? Yeah, it fell through the void and it popped out on our side. Okay, so did it leave Cancer constellation? No, it's still there. But now there's a planet that popped out, and there's some things that's going to happen later in the story, probably in book 2, that's how they're going to save everybody on that planet. I just don't want to tell you guys right now. We're only talking about the innumerable right now and what transpired with the innumerable. So that's what happened to that planet. And if you guys didn't know, because I talk about frequency resonation, that's basically we here on this planet, we resonate at 432 ohms. So that's our vibrational rhythm. And that's why I came up with dimensional frequencies for every constellation, because they're vibrating at a different frequency. That's why we can't see the planet and stuff that's orbiting around the alpha stars. Yeah, makes sense? Okay. So, extremely large planet, yada, 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 with their advanced technology. Okay, so there are some things that you're going to learn probably in books 3 and 4, maybe 4 and 5, when it comes to when it comes to Cancer, the Bakrata, and once upon a time, how they got into a big fight with Scorpio. Yeah, it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. Like I say, it's a lot going on in the flux continuum, and I want to keep you on the edge of your seats, right? So it seems like I'm giving you a whole lot of information that maybe if a script writer got it, he would tell it so much slower. Well, I got 12 books, and I got all this stuff in my head and all these notes, and I want to put it out to you guys. So if you couldn't hear me, I wanted to put it out to you guys, okay? So anyway, in the innumerable, they come up with something called trilithium. So basically, they have a moon called TriQ3. So you got a planet, you got a moon, and on that moon there's an ore. That ore, when stimulated properly, becomes a positive negating property. That means that positive energy has no effect. It's dissipated. It's dispersed, if you will. So that's what trilithium is. And I don't want to tell you guys, so it's kind of hard, because I wrote the process of going through the Galaxian process. I think that's in book 3. So I don't want to tell you guys what's going on if I'm going to do that later, right? But there are some things that happen to make trilithium the way it is. And when that process happens, it just disperses energy. So it doesn't matter. Well, let's say you can probably overpower the NZ energy, but they're not just standing around allowing you to just bombard them with positive energy, right? They're moving around and they're negating whatever hits them. Okay, that's why I stated that they could probably tear the core of a planet up, because they're extremely powerful, because they're using this negating energy, and everything in our universe is positive. Well, not everything, but majority of the stuff is positive energy. From the stars that we get our energy from, that's positive energy. So like I said, it makes them nigh invulnerable. And it's almost like oh, so the two magnets. You guys have done it, right? You was in school or something. You took the two magnets. You could feel a little force. That's kind of what it is when you get too close to them. You feel that negative resistance because we're positive, and our forward momentum is a positive, not reaction, but it's a positive motion, and that positive motion is always it's always returned with the negative equal. That's why you feel that energy. Yeah, I hope I explained that right, y'all. Because I mean, I want people to fully understand what I'm talking about. And I don't know if you guys caught that, how I started talking about like quantum quartz. And I actually, like, even though I couldn't actually remember, I was able to go to the glossary that's in the back, which gave me the full definition that I had made up a while back. So to me, I thought that was kind of dope. Like I said, you can get these autographed copies. You can support with the stickers and the whole nine. I mean, I think it's kind of dope. We're gonna add. I don't know if you guys saw my clip. That for the scheduled show. That's a 3D poster. We letting those go for $40. I'm gonna put them online, y'all. I'm gonna put them online, but we let them go for $40, and they come in a folder. They come in a folder 16 by 20. Correction. They go into a frame 16 by 20. And I do have mine in a frame, and it looks glorious, y'all. And I will get it. Or maybe I'll ask my wife to get it for me. And then she could bring it over. Okay, so let's get back to it. Everybody wants to have, like what if everybody could put on, no, everybody probably wouldn't want to fly. What if everybody on our planet right now, you could give them a little clip to put on their pants or in their pocket, and they could teleport wherever they wanted to go on Earth? So imagine something like that. So the people who got the ability to teleport would be the people who are like, they would be like the superstars of the planet, man, because they could do something that we couldn't do. And we wouldn't have access to it because it's a controlled substance. Well, that's kind of how it is for the Galaxians or for the Bakrata. Everybody wants to put this metal on. Remember, they're still insect people. They're still, even though they're a society and whatnot, they still have an urge, right? That's that instinct, like to devour one of them. That's why they fight and all of that. Okay, but they still have the same instinctual type behavior. That instinctual type behavior is what drives their society. So they all want something that will make them impervious to everybody else around them. Who wouldn't want that? So, but most animals, or correction, most Bakrata aren't capable of going through the discipline. So take a look at our world and look at our NFL, look at our NBA, what is that? UFC, the Olympians. And when I say the Olympians, I'm saying the people that go to the Olympics and win, the medalist winners. All of these people are, so you say you can dance, America's Got Talent, all these people that are in the professional realm of their levels, that discipline took hard work. That's why I was so excited when I came up with Dr. Afanasi Sidorov, because I understand that you can't create something great unless you've been through you have to bust your butt to make that happen. So these guys, they have to discipline themselves through one of their crafts to even have the mental discipline to go through basically your body being, I'm not supposed to tell y'all the process. Long story short, they have to prepare themselves to go through it. You can't just take a kid or take a man off the bench. Let's not even say the bench. You couldn't take me and put me in the NFL and expect me to run down the field and catch balls and stuff. I haven't trained for it. I'm not gonna say I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy of the being on the field though. I don't have the skill set. So if you don't have the discipline, and that's how we explain the discipline for the Bakrata. Okay, but if you don't have that, why are you on the field? Why did you come? And basically, I even put in here that a lot of them die trying. The ones who believe that they've made it, they have the proper discipline. Most of them died trying to go through this process. But once you get on the other side of this process, you are of the utmost elite. I was gonna say something about celebrities, actors and actresses, but that's not the same. That's not the same as creating something. Acting something out is one thing, but like Steve Jobs, when he finally completed the Macintosh, the Apple computer, when Bill Gates finally completed the software, Facebook, I forgot that guy's name, my bad. When he finally got all Facebook going, all of these people created something and they were able to implement whatever they created. So they're at the top of their league. They're like the elite of elites. So that's kind of what I mean, because they run in basically our society, right? That's what kind of how the Galaxians are too. Okay. So there's a lot that happens. I'm only giving you tidbits because this falls into more parts of the story in book 3 and I think book 4. So I got to wade water, tread water. Yeah, I got to tread water lightly. Okay, so a council is established to oversee the planet's population. Okay, so after the planet Cancer falls into the it's basically that's what happened. You snatch the same way a black hole when a star collapses and it becomes a black hole and it pulls everything into it and we don't know what comes out the other side, right? Because nobody's been into a black hole, right? What we do know is anything that's within the black hole's grasp is a goner, and they saying that it even pulls light into it. So I can only imagine the pressure if you can alter the path of energy. I'm just saying, y'all. So you can warp energy to and pull energy, the pressures, unfathomable for people like us, right? I don't know the equation and the formulas, the gravitational frequencies. I don't know all that stuff. It's insane, right? But when the planet Cancer fell through the hole that was left, as soon as it went through, right, it was already attacked by all the radiation. Space, just like water, space closed in on it and it resealed it, right? Even though that star is gone. Now, if you look at it the way I look at it, there are only so many omniversal stars. And these omniversal stars are like pinholes that hold the fabric of reality together. Cancer's star is already gone now. That means there's a discrepancy in the defense of the astro zodiac alignment. And yeah, again, I went on and said that, and I probably shouldn't have, but you guys have to understand where we're going. And thank God we got all 3 books, right? So you guys can get a full concept of what's going on, especially with the way I write. Because I give you a little bit now, I'm gonna give you a little bit later. And there's other things like even when I talked about the Galaxians, how to become a Galaxian, I only hit on it. But I actually, in book 3 or 4, I think it's book 3, I actually go through the full process of what it takes a regular Bacrata insectum to alter its body and become a Galaxian. And then why they're so powerful, and then all this other new super stuff that I put on. Of course I had to sci-fi it up. Of course I sci-fied it up. All right. So okay, so according to the bugs, okay, and I still can't even talk about the stuff that I want to talk about, like the hive mind they have. That'll be in another sub chapter later in book 1 somewhere. We'll come up with the hive mind and we'll start talking about that. But for right now, they consider the voyage from their reality in Cancer at NU, whatever that frequency they reside in, NU 9K AC. So in that frequency they resided in, basically they fell through the hole, and when they popped out on the other side, they now resonate as us. PU 432, 432 almost 432-00. That's our frequency. And my understanding is that's our frequency in real life. Now the PU and the 00 stuff that I did, that's me sci-fiing it up. PU standing for prime universe, letting everybody know that technically where the earth is, because it's not the center of the universe, but it's considered the center of the universe. And that's because in my mind, there's a giant clock or a giant dial. And the earth is the centerpiece that's within a clock. It's where the hands sit on. That little centerpiece, that's the earth to me. And then everything else, it either rotates left or right as it expands outward. So when you get to the astro zodiac alignment, that's what I mean when I say that the earth aligns. All this other stuff has to align for everything to align. And then that's like a correction. I was getting ready to say something else, but that's like the Scorpio influence. Then, we go so many years and then there's another alignment. And this type of alignment might be something else. So that's kind of how in my head, that's kind of how I see the flux continue. Even when you get all the way out to time. And time is what surrounds the universe in here. Okay, so make a more aggressive role for the can. Okay, so I do introduce Glurt. Now, I went through the characters before. I know you guys remember, and I introduced somebody, and his name was Glurt. His name was Glurt, right? So Glurt, his real name is Glurt. So I singled him out to let you guys know that he's of importance. And this is the importance he is. So you can find all of this stuff out online, even without reading the book. So it's okay for me to put out a little bit of it. But this is Glurt right here. And Glurt is already a Galaxian. But then there's another process he goes through after the Galaxian. So you guys, you can see that part later. Okay. I've already said that Gravtate was the Lord of Cancer. So that's me explaining to you guys or giving you like an impression of this character. Well, he's already a dictator. And even right here in the sub chapter we going through today, it says he believes in survival of the fittest, and through conquest, he can return the Bakrata to their former glory. So he already believes in survival of the fittest. And if he becomes the most powerful, remember we talked about on this planet, if we could teleport, imagine that. If we could just teleport, like right now, me and my wife, we drinking coffee and I go, hey, let's go to Italy. Let's go get a real espresso. You know what I mean? So we could just vanish anywhere we go. I mean, can you imagine that? Not being able to track these kind of people. And even if you could track it, it doesn't matter because we can teleport. And who's to say that we can only teleport on this planet? Maybe we could teleport to other safe places too. We don't know. But I'm just saying. Okay, so Glurt is already, remember, he's on the council, so he's already a politician too. I threw little things out there so you guys could grasp why he's the Lord of Cancer, why as he, it's not to show so much character development, but it was to show like I guess deep down he wants to rule. He's done everything, and he's young in the game. I actually put that in here. He's young in the game. And not only has he imagine he's already disciplined himself. He's joined the Illuminati. And after he joined the Illuminati, he says he's thinking, I want to be the boss of the Illuminati or the dictator, the head guy. That's what he's saying. So he's already completed his discipline, altered his form into a Galaxian, which means power personified, right? And then he joined the council, which shows that he's not just all about brawn. He can think too. The way he processes stuff. He basically becomes one of the council members of the so many. I think Willie, don't start. There are different I don't want to get out of the way. they have different zones on the planet Cancer. Okay, they have different zones, and in these zones, each one is able to send for a counselor. If you guys watched, what is that show? They have a show. It's not. It's a movie though. It's a lot of them. The Mockingjay. I forgot what the name of the series is, but kind of how they have those zones. That's kind of how Cancer has zones, and then they send their top politician, kind of like us though, because we send our senators and stuff to like DC, right? So kind of like that too. So he is the representative of his zone, and then because he's a representative, he gets to sit on the council. Okay, right. So he's already showing you that he's plotted for a long time. Okay, so I put something else in here. It says terraforming will come second to conquest. Soon as we can make the atmosphere better for us to live, then conquest is next up. Well, I guess it says his people are superior to all forms of life encountered to this day. The Bakrata will continue to evolve as is intended. It will take minimal efforts to invade and set up new worlds. So imagine being human on our planet. We top dog. Remember, we in the Flux Continuum, we might be the weakest biological animal out here, the biological life form, but we have ingenuity. And that ingenuity allows us to outpace every other animal in the physical realm on Earth. So we can build things bigger than a rhino and an elephant. We can cage lions, tigers. We're smarter, right? And when I mean with ingenuity, like the Wright brothers, they built planes, and planes are faster than birds. You feel what I mean? So we might be the weakest, but we have the most ingenuity. We build homes. We build armor for us so that we can go and deal with I want to say hostile, but yeah, hostile invaders and stuff. We build tanks so we can take oxygen down underwater with us. So you got to look at say, hey, this ingenuity thing, it plays a major part in being the weakest because it pushes us to do things so we can survive harsher environments. It's just what it is. So the same way humans believe that we're the greatest, I think we do. I mean, I don't even think I'm biased about that, but I probably am because I believe I'm a man, and I believe I'm a man. That's crazy. I'm a man, and it's like, well, man or woman, I mean, on the planet, we can all like accomplish amazing things, from women having babies, insane, right? To I don't know, building submarines. I mean, you got to look at the ingenuity from one act all the way to another act. And even when we think about aliens coming to Earth, or we think about kaijus, right? Somewhere along the way, we still believe that we can beat them. That's that ingenuity that's in us, right? So Glurt is kind of like that. Everybody that they ever faced, they dominated. So to him, he can roll up on us. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. At least that's what he think. You know what I mean? But anyway, moving forward. I had to put that out there, because we think we think we bad. Well, Glurt and them think they bad too. Or Glurt thinks he's bad, and he think if he controls certain things and he can push the warriors out there, he believes that, hey, we running this. So that's what he believes. All right, and then we kind of leave the innumerable. Okay, after it says that Glurt wants he believes that all of them are more superior than everybody else. So GLERT, well, we kind of move away from GLERT, right? In the innumerable. We stop necessarily talking about cancer, and then I bring you guys back into why this was important. I'm just explaining the way I write so that when you guys finally say, you know what, I'm gonna stall them out and go get the 3 copies, the 3 autographed copies for $55. Or you know what, I'm just gonna support and get a sticker or one of these 3D posters or something. But what we do is we move from GLERT and cancer because I did specify what the Reaper saw within the universe, the 6 true immortals that attacked the physical realm and shattered one of the dimensional barriers. When they did that, it caused a chain of reactions which caused cancer to fall into a wormhole, basically altering this frequency with all, being stripped with radiation, everything that happened to the planet, and then it popped out on our side of, or let's say it materialized in our dimension, right? It started resonating at 432 ohms. All right. But its star is gone. It's gone. That's an omniversal star now. One of the pin cushions to the fabric of reality. Y'all guys got to stay with me, man. I can't keep preaching this to y'all. Y'all got to stay with me. Thumbs up me, let me know y'all with me. All right. So anyway, I moved away from there, and that says watching from an ascended plane of existence, 6 true immortals gaze into the universal realms. They're looking at what they've done in the physical realm. These true immortals have accomplished destabilizing the first of 12 barriers that protect paradise. And then I put planet Earth. So this is my first time on page 14 in clip 3 or subchapter 3 in chapter 1, subchapter 3. I'm gonna just call it what it is. I'm letting you know that they have destabilized the first of 12 barriers. Zodiac, right? It's 12 barriers around. I talk about the Astro Zodiac alignment, right? I talk about that, right? So I'm letting you know right now, they've already took out one of the pin cushions to the universe or to the fabric of reality. Not the universe, the fabric of reality. All right. When planet Cancer is violently ripped, y'all already heard this cosmic event caused an omniversal barrier. Yeah. We talked about that. Okay, so I let you know what the true immortals did and what the effect of what they did. Right? We already went through it. They attack the dimensional barrier. It shatters. In the physical realm, it causes a star to just basically just disperse, and a planet is snatched and brought here to our dimensional vibration. I let you know that to the prime universe. So a phenomenon that okay, and then anyway, so whatever transpired, I'm letting you know all about that now. Then I add to like what else is happening. In dimension SUQ.3-00, it's basically a being of incalculable power has awakened and hungers. It has not moved for billions of years, and it stirs now. So I died this bear aware damage sustained. Oh, so it becomes aware. I let you know that there's basically a living dimension that becomes aware, right? It's right here. It says it has become aware of the damage sustained to the dimensional barrier. It is aware now. It can see it, but it's the entirety of its own dimension. It's a biological dimension. The creature instinctively senses life-giving nutrients, positive energy, life-giving nutrients emanating through the barrier. So because the barrier is cracked now, this whatever it is, and I don't want to tell you what it is, it can seep through the cracks now. It begins a celestial process to sate its hunger, a hunger that will ultimately lead to the destruction of all that dwells within the veil. So, if you need to understand what I'm saying is, this is the universe. Remember, we're talking about the mic. The mic is the universe. Okay, can everybody see it? There's time around the universe. Outside of time is the ethereal realm. That's where heaven and some otherworldly places are too. Limbo is there, because that's death's domain, right? And then the other, what do you call them? The other horsemen of apocalypse. There are other Etherians is doing stuff. The angelic celestials are there. So all the ethereal realm. Now, when you get to the end of the ethereal realm, there's a veil which protects everything within it from the source of sin. So we call it the source of sin because remember, man got a microscopic, man was contaminated. If you was here for the last couple of days, you found out man was contaminated by the source of sin. So we are an experiment and given free will. And by allowing us to have free will, everything else works off purpose and it understands its place. Only humans, right? Right. Again, ingenuity, right? So we believe what we believe. And the point of it is to get every man, woman, and child on earth, at least 98% of us, to all believe the same thing at the same time, to manifest. So when people like to say they manifest, yeah, but you can't manifest by yourself. We were stripped. Oh, I almost told something else. So we no longer have that ability. We once did, but we no longer have it. So nobody's been gifted with it later. No, we no longer have it. It was taken, right, from us. So what we can do is unite all under one banner, if you will, and that would be one thought process. So if something is coming to slice, there's a giant sword coming to slice our planet in half. And then we have everybody down here explain to us what that will actually do to the planet, right? How everybody, we don't even know if we would still maintain gravity, okay? Because the core will be gone or disrupted, right? And it no longer could spin the way it's spinning. If anything, it's basically being floating away or it's freezing. It could be freezing because it's been exposed now. Atmosphere, all of that's gone. Magnetic field gone. So again, I don't know about the gravity part. Maybe because everything has a static electricity, and we all drawn to it. Even dust mites, which ice and all of that. That's how they form into planets anyway. Maybe. I just don't know. I don't think. I think we would just fall off the planet. That's what I believe. Okay. But that's what my mental is when it comes. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all this video again because at the end we show it at least twice, and this was a long one. Okay, so I want to make sure you guys get to hear it again for anybody who came in later. For any time that I had the mute button on and I didn't have it off, my apologies again. Again, hey, I can only apologize so many times before you guys expect better. And on episode 16, you should know better. 16 incident. That's crazy, right? Okay, so let me grab this file and put this on. Yeah, I take it out because I don't want it to play by itself. Turn this around. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna hit you guys with the innumerable one more time. All right. I want you guys to know that that's the innumerable. The Bakrata are called the innumerable. The innumerable. It's like a million of them to every one of us. Something terrible happens to them and their planet because of some outside forces. The true immortals. The reason I told you 6 is because you'll learn who the 6 are later in the story. So remember, I always hit you with a little bit now. I call myself being a little mysterious. And I hit you with a little bit, and then it'll come back again later. That's kind of what I'm looking at. Let me pause this for you. Yeah, it's gonna play, y'all. It's gonna play. I just wanted to finish saying this real quick. Um, what else about the innumerable? So anyway, something bad happens to them, and there are also some things going on at a mortal level. So these guys are mortals, right? And this is what's going on at their level. Then I introduce, or I bring back the um, the true immortal, so you guys will know how that played with clip 2. Remember, the Reaper was watching these guys. Now I'm letting you know that these guys did this, and these are the effects of what they did, and Cancer is the one that started paying for it. And while Cancer's paying for it, all these big events are getting ready to happen. Okay, so also before I tell you about some of the events that are getting ready to happen, also we also let you know how there's another repercussion after everything that happened in the physical realm, and even to to this society of insectums called the Bacata. We also have to look at what is this dimensional life form that can see the crack and that's responding to it. So that's kind of like to give you guys more insight on there's even more coming. It's just, and then all of this is in the first 3 sub chapters, or all this is in chapter 1 of the book. All right, that's just the 3rd sub chapter. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we start moving towards some of the, yep, we start going through what each one of the individual characters on Earth, or let's say what the actual Zodiac Guardians are going through. We already know who Glurt is, right? Gravte. But we get to learn the human ones now. I went over them originally, let's say over the last month. I think I've gone through, I went through them. I went through all of the Zodiac Guardians, but now instead of you just reading the Zodiac Guardians bios, now you get to see what they were doing, how they were living their lives. And then, here we go with the repercussions, right? From something that happened, even more is happening. But again, there's destiny, fate, and it's pretty much what you believe. But this is what happens. And tomorrow we will be getting into it with my man, Den Han, okay, from the AE&M Logistics Factory in East Ningbo, China. All right, y'all guys know I believe in diversity and all of that. I spent a lot of time in the military. But yeah, tomorrow we start getting into the actual Zodiac Guardians and what each one of these Zodiac Guardians are doing with their life. I did hit you up already with clip 1 to let you know something that transpired with Afanasi Sidorov, the scientist that did the spatial rift testing up in space. And then again, we hit you with the Reaper. Then I hit you with maybe, one of the other guys like Glurt, and there's more to come. And then we start hitting you back to Earth. I know, a lot of readers got to be able to, I don't want to say rationalize, they got to be able to process so much because, again, I mean, this stuff is in our heads. And everybody can't grasp, and jump from a horror show to a outer space show because there's a lot going on, and in different realms. As we start navigating through these realms, there'll be certain things that I'm putting out to let you know what these guys are actually experiencing while they're going through some of this stuff. So, but first though, tomorrow, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and find out about Den Han and everything he was doing before he was became a Zodiac Guardian. All right. Book 1, chapter 1, clip 4, Thursday. Next week, I don't know the date, but here you guys go. I like to play the videos twice for you, let you hear it, and then, plus all of the things that I already brought up, and, the what do you call it? The motivation behind of it, the explaining the story to you guys so you can better understand what it is that we actually are doing over here at Flux Continue. Okay, the storyline, the content, the substance of it, and who are these guys who considered the Zodiac Guardians, and why should I even entertain this? Well, that's why I'm here to discuss it. I'm like your narrator, if you will, your host, your facilitator, man. All right, here we go, y'all.
The innumerable, the chaos oversight, Cancer, Activans, Alpha Cancri, NU9KAC. 2 weeks ago, in a place that defies the natural balance of all known realities, a dimension of chaotic anomalies exists. These cosmic irregularities could ravage time and space if the dimensional barriers were not in place. This space of anomalies has been designated as dimension NU9KAC, a diseased and vile place within the universe, a place containing nightmarish creatures and inconceivable life forms, always dwelling in the dimly lit realm. Still, one civilization has lived and thrived for hundreds of millennia, learning to endure and develop as a society, ever vigilant in the pursuit of knowledge. They are known in dimension NU9KAC as the Vakrata, an extremely adaptable and persistent race. After hundreds of millennia, the Vakrata were led to Cancer, an extremely large planet. Their search to find a sustainable planet was over. It's taken the Vakrata hundreds of years to navigate and learn the planet's secrets. With their advanced technology, the Vakrata have learned to mine a rare cosmic treasure. An ore containing a metallic alloy has been designated trilithium. It can only be found on the charred and lifeless moon Tri-Q3. Trilithium is one of the most durable substances ever discovered. It is second only to quantum quartz. The metal has negating properties that diminish and dissipate kinetic energy. Once the metal conducts a -0 Nz charge, it is nearly indestructible. Even the most extreme forms of energy can barely penetrate or break down trilithium Z's Nz composition. Only the most disciplined of the Vakrata species is allowed to participate in the trials of ascension. These very few are allowed the privilege of what has been termed the death crawl. All Vakrata desire the trilithium metal. It makes them nigh invulnerable, predators of the highest order. Trilithium encases the wearer in a field of Nz energy. It disrupts and absorbs all known forms of energy, including bioenergy. The process is painfully excruciating and often ends in physical disfigurement and even death. For those capable of surviving this grueling event, it is considered an ascension. It is the highest honor of the Vakrata nation. Participants undergo mental and physical training that prepares their bodies for the bonding process. They are allowed to begin with a weapon of their choosing. The survival rate has never exceeded 5% of volunteers who complete the ceremony. As participants complete the trials of ascension, they are from that day forth known as Galaxians. Galaxians are considered power personified. They are not to be trifled with. They survive anything that is thrown their way. For combatants that would attack them, they are considered destruction personified. A single Galaxian can destroy the core of a planet if given ample time. They are each an annihilation force unto themselves. No species encountered has been able to best the Vakrata at war. They are the innumerable. A council is established to oversee the planet's population, the Chaos Oversight. These individuals have been specifically trained to command large populations of citizens. Only the most dominant of wills can command masses through antenna stimulation. Each council member regulates their individual sectors of the planet. They are the keepers of secrets and treasures of Cancer. Amongst the treasures are celestial antiquities known as the celestial orbs. These orbs are ancient artifacts that nourish Cancer and provide for all inhabitants. A citizen of the planet is chosen by the celestial relics through antenna stimulation, a sensation which is recognized by man as a dream. The chosen is known to all as the senior order, the anchor key for the ceremonial orbs. All is well for the citizens of Cancer for several millennia. On a day the citizens of Cancer will never forget, a day that was not destined to occur, the star that Cancer orbits vanished from the heavens without warning. The displaced planet of Cancer is brutally snatched from its orbit, causing planet-wide destruction across its surface. The star's disappearance causes cosmic stress so intense, it temporarily disrupts NU9KAC's dimensional resonance. The disrupting fluctuations send unstable anomalies throughout the cosmic barrier, which manifest as dimensional breaches across the universe. For those capable of viewing the dimensional catastrophe, it appears as a shattering crack across the heavens. Without the star's gravity, the solar system immediately experiences chaos. Shockwaves devastate the surface of Cancer as it falls into the radioactive void that was once Acubens. The planet Cancer is swallowed as space rushes to fill the void. A new cosmic balance is restored to dimension NU9KAC. While crossing through the radioactive void, Cancer's magnetosphere is ripped away as planet-wide disasters ensue. The atmosphere is severely damaged, and it can barely sustain any life. Those lives on the surface perish immediately as waves of radiation saturate trillions. The planet is spit out into a neighboring dimension where the laws of reality are different. In the aftermath of the Great Migration, the Senior Order declares Cancer's remaining population to be put into stasis. It will take the ceremonial orbs too long to correct such a planet-wide disaster. Cancer's population could starve before the planet completes the healing process. A ruling is declared by the Chaos Oversight and a contingency team established to terraform an optimal atmosphere for this new dimension. This contingency team will guard Cancer's population until the planet heals. There's one member of the Chaos Oversight that does not agree with being put into stasis. He desires to take a more aggressive role in the fate of Cancer. His name is Glurt, and his essence is dipped in conquest. Though he is young compared to the remaining members of the Council, his race is older and wiser than most species in the Alpha Canceri star system. He believes in survival of the fittest, and through conquest he can return the Bakrata to their former glory. It does not matter his world was removed from its dimensional home. Cancer has survived its relocation into this new universe. Terraforming will come second to conquest if Glurt has his way. His people are superior to all forms of life encountered to this day. The Bakrata will continue to evolve as is intended. It will take minimal efforts to invade and set up new worlds. Watching from an ascended plane of existence, 6 true immortals gaze into the universal realms. These true immortals have accomplished destabilizing the first of 12 barriers that protect Paradise, planet Earth. When planet Cancer is violently ripped from dimension NU9KAC, it exits from the void into dimension PU43200, Prime Universe. This cosmic event causes the omnidimensional barriers to splinter multiple fractures throughout the universe, a phenomenon that resonates at every frequency throughout the physical realm. In dimension SUQ300, a being of incalculable power has awakened and hungers. It has not moved for billions of years, and now it stirs. It has survived in total darkness for eons. It has become aware of the damage sustained to the dimensional barriers. The creature instinctively senses life-giving nutrients emanating through the barrier. It begins a celestial process to sate its hunger. A hunger that will ultimately lead to the destruction of all that dwells within the veil. Taste my steel.
Yeah, now I told you guys that I was going to show you the video, right? We'll start putting this over here. So these are my 3D posters. Now I know you can't see it because of the glare, but I wanted you guys to see how large they are. So this is a 16 by 20 frame. I mean, you can't tell me that won't look good on the wall. It looks good on this wall over here, okay? that pretty much brings us to the end of the show. I will get that overlay up, the one with the new overlay, not this one, but the one with the 3 books on it, so that I can make sure I start doing more about the purchasing the book. Because again, that's going to be the money line, right? The source material. Even if we do animation, game, it'll all originated from this source material. So you guys be on the lookout. Make sure you come to the store, check us out, show some support. We even have stickers. You can start there, and as you go through the Zodiac Guardians, and we get into the anti-gods and deadly sins, and more of the book, more of the story that the storyline of the book. You guys might go ahead and commit. So either that or share, subscribe, all other likes, follow, all of that, depending on what platform you are on. Make sure you go ahead and tag in, commit. I wanted to show y'all this guy. So this is who we'll be talking about next Thursday. I still didn't check the date, but so be here next Thursday, 10 a.m. and we'll be talking about Den Han. He's an Asian guy from China, okay? Ningbo. I hope I said that right. Ningbo. But he's from China, and that's who we'll be doing everything with. Next Thursday, we'll start there. We'll probably knock out a few of the other guys, and we're gonna start finding out what these guys were doing before they were ever struck by the orb, and eventually, eventually we're gonna get into the gifts of power ceremony and all that. What else? Y'all make sure you remember now. I don't know what number we're gonna do. So first purchase, raffle ticket. You immediately go into the raffle. I don't know if everybody who purchases go into the raffle, but we do know the first person is going to go into the raffle, and then we do know that in April we're going to start doing the auctions. The comic books, the what do you call it? The paraphernalia that we have, the sci-fi paraphernalia that we have here, like the Squid Game mask, couple of pictures that were I got at Comic Cons that signed by the artists, different artists. Get you guys some T-shirts, beanies. I still got to find out from Whatnot, can we do pre-orders? I don't know if they do that or not, but that would be dope if they did, because we can have everybody show up at a certain time, and then everybody get these pre-orders in, because we got tumblers and everything. So get you a piece of Zodiac Guardian merch or some Flux merch, and show your support. We're pretty much where we're supposed to be at now. So we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. But make sure you remember the books are $55, and that's because they all gonna be autographed, stamped with the company seal, and the raised seal, the stamp and the raised seal. They're gonna be autographed. Take them, put them in a Ziploc bag, put them in your closet when you get finished reading, and make sure you keep them in good condition. Everything that we've sold so far is like the original stuff. Everything will be streamlined after. Okay, but right now these are all the original. This is the stuff that it's like there's a new stock. There's a new Bitcoin out. And it's called Flux, and it's gonna be great. But you could have had the merch, the original merch from whenever. It's time to go ahead and start grabbing it, y'all. I need to build my short-term and long-term goal meters so that you guys can see how we continue to push on this other end over here. That's about it, y'all. That's about it. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I do want to say thank you guys for even chiming in. Make sure you share so that other people can get into it. This is a brand new concept. Somebody's got to do it. I've chosen to do it. I've chosen to give you guys your Zodiac guys. Each one has their own dimensional realm that they go to. Everybody's unique. Everybody has a backstory. I wouldn't even know what else to say. I mean, all of these guys have something unique about themselves. whether it's from military career and they come from a place that I visited or that I was stationed in, to being motivated to create characters based off, people I know. So, y'all show me love, get at me, and I'm out. Yeah. Mm. Mm, 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 mm.